If you are a Disney World regular heading to Disneyland, this is the food list you need on your next Disneyland trip. By now, you know some of the classics at Disney World, but Disneyland has some exclusive eats that are worth traveling for, and you might just miss them if you don't know where to look. From the classics like churros and Dole Whip to the specialty items like the cheesy garlic bread and cozy cones, I am covering it all and breaking it down into 5 easy categories. So come along for these Disneyland-only bites you don't want to miss on your next Disneyland trip. If you're new here, hi, my name is Bethany. I cover all things Disney food from Disney World to Disney Cruise Line to Disneyland. You normally can catch me in Disney World, but of course, this is my Disneyland series. So if you are like me and typically a Disney World person, but looking to head to Disneyland, these are the snacks you don't want to miss. So without further ado, let's dive right in. We're starting this Disneyland for Disney World people by talking about breakfast. We are starting in Disneyland Park and headed over right to the left of the castle, which is Maurice's Treats. They have 2 menu items here that we definitely have to talk about. First up, if you're looking for a sweet way to start your day, look no further than the cookie croissant. This is a flat croissant coated in sugar. It's $6.29.
So over at Maurice's Treats is the croissant that looks, it's a cookie croissant. So it's thin, and it is covered in sugar. I am surprised I like this as much as I do. It is very thin, but you can see all the layers in there from the croissant. It's still got that buttery taste to it, which I'm really surprised actually comes through. The sugar gives it that nice hard coating. This is a great little snack, and to be honest, it's portable. I love a portable snack. Theoretically, I'm like, how do I make this at home? Because it's delicious. It is golden brown, and so surprisingly good. But I feel like since the cookie itself is a croissant, even though it is covered in sugar, it is not like overly sweet. I love this one. I would order this again in a heartbeat.
And of course, if you're more of a savory breakfast person, they actually have you covered at Maurice's Treats as well. We will get into the cheesy garlic pretzel bread later, but we have to talk about the breakfast version, which is the breakfast cheesy pretzel. This is a cheesy garlic pretzel bread with scrambled eggs and sausage. It's $13.49.
I feel like we've all heard about the cheesy garlic bread in Disneyland because it's like one of the most popular things. But may I introduce you to the breakfast version, which apparently has like egg and sausage. The flavors are there. It's just incredibly dry.
And we have to hit my other can't miss spot in Disneyland for breakfast. And I know you might be saying, Bethany, we have a Ronto Roasters in Disney World, and that is true, but the breakfast Ronto wrap is actually completely different. This is the Ronto morning wrap. It is scrambled eggs, grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar, peppercorn sauce, wrapped in a pita for $13.99. There is something that hits different about the Ronto wrap on Batu West. It is the fluffy eggs that come in it instead of the sheet of eggs that's there in Disney World. I know it might look similar, but if you love the Ronto wrap, you need to give this one a go in Disneyland. Next up, we are skipping on over to California Adventure, and we are headed back to Avengers Campus. Here, my go-to spot for breakfast is actually the Shawarma Palace. This is a stand essentially right outside of Web Slingers. See what they're serving for breakfast here, but a new addition to the menu is actually the Denver Breakfast Shawarma. This is scrambled eggs with potato, ham, cheddar cheese, and bell peppers, served with a spicy ketchup for $14.49.
So one of the things I really loved over in Avengers Campus was the breakfast shawarma that was actually plant-based, and they switched it. It's now like a Denver breakfast shawarma, but honestly it looks good. It has like peppers and onions in it, so let's give it a go. It does come with spicy ketchup, but we'll try it without it first. It has like breakfast potatoes in it too. Okay, I'm just gonna say that this Also has ham in it. That's your protein. It's $14.49 for this like breakfast situation. It's filled with eggs, which I guess eggs can be expensive depending on how we look at it, but there's not a lot of ham, but the flavors are good. I also don't know if you can see, but this is what I love about Disneyland is Doctor Strange is just meeting over my shoulder. I love the random character meet and greets in Disneyland compared to Disney World.
Let's head to snacks and meals. These are the savory treats, my bread and butter, the things you must eat when you're in Disneyland throughout the day. First up, we are over in Disneyland and we are headed to Jolly Holiday for something that used to be seasonal on the menu, but now it is a full-time staple. This is the beef birria toasted cheese. It is pepper jack cheese with onion, cilantro, and a salsa verde on sourdough, served with a consomme. This is $15.49.
All right, next up is the birria grilled cheese. This is at Jolly Holiday. This is like the best thing I've ever eaten in a Disneyland, period. In addition to being absolutely packed, this is like a fourth of it. I cut it in fourths. It comes with a consomme that you dip it in. And I spill everywhere. This is so good. It's a little salty, but the bread is perfectly toasted. That meat is so tender. It has a little bit of spice in it. This is the best thing, I think, in the Disneyland park. Like, this is so good.
Heading over to another favorite spot of mine, this is Bengal Barbecue. Every time I go here, I think to myself, Disney, can we please get a Bengal Barbecue in Disney World? Here they are, fresh grilling skewers of meats and vegetables. Right now, they have a grilled Tahitian ribs on the menu. I have an entire video reviewing 70th food that I will leave the link for you if you haven't seen it already. But in addition, they have a bunch of different skewers. I absolutely love their hot and spicy beef skewer, as well as their Outback vegetable skewer. And you can never go wrong with the safari skewer, which is bacon wrapped asparagus. Next up, let's take the trip back to Troubadour Tavern. This is over by the Fantasyland Theater. This one is definitely hidden away, but do not skip it, especially if you are like me. I have said it once and I'll say it again. I love a baked potato in a theme park. They currently have two on the menu here. One is the Wed Chili Cheese Baked Potato topped with beef and bean chili, cheese, sour cream, diced onions, and cornbread for $11.99. Another thing, which is the best thing I think I ate during the 70th anniversary, is the chicken pot pie baked potato. This has chicken pot pie filling with a pie crust crumble for $11.99 as well. And whether you come after the 70th, there is going to be some form of baked potato on the menu that you definitely don't want to skip out on. I find this menu tends to be creative as well. The Fireside Mac and Cheese Bites. These are fried Gouda mac and cheese bites tossed in a 4 chili rub for $12.49. Shouldn't be overlooked either. Overall, this is a good hidden spot that you could easily miss if you don't walk back that way. Of course, this isn't a Disneyland food series for Disney World people if we don't talk about probably the most coveted treat in Disneyland. This is the cheesy garlic pretzel bread. You can get it back at Edelweiss, back in Fantasyland, or you can also get it at Maurice's Treats that I talked about earlier. This is a pretzel bread stuffed with cheesy garlic spread. Something about this is so good. The garlic flavor is there. It is so cheesy. I personally don't feel like it's overly greasy. Do not skip this one on your next Disneyland trip. And if you want to hack it, you actually can get it with a bratwurst here, or order yourself the cheesy garlic pretzel bread, head over to Bengal Barbecue and stuff it with that spicy beef skewer and thank me later. And now let's head over to California Adventure for what I consider to be an absolute staple when it comes to Disneyland food. We are headed back to Cars Land and over to the Cozy Cone Motel. This place is so cute. There are different little motel windows you can walk up to that sell different things. But for this one, we are stopping at Cozy Cone Motel number 3. This is the Chili Cone Queso. Here on the menu normally, you will usually find their staples, which is the chili cone queso, beef chili, cheddar cheese, and corn chips served in a bread cone, as well as their bacon mac and cheese cone, which is creamy mac and cheese with roasted bacon served in the bread cone. Here you'll also find a lot of seasonal flavors. One I really did enjoy was last year's bread cone. This was garlic basil seasoned bread cone with cheese filled with tortellini, marinara sauce, mozzarella balls, and topped with Italian breadcrumbs and basil. All right, of course, in Cars Land, we had to go over to Cozy Cone and get a Cozy Cone. There is a special right now that there is a cheese tortellini one, so of course I had to order it. I do love the bacon mac and cheese one as well, and the chili cheese cone is wonderful as well, so they're both great options.
if you're looking for something different. But there's usually always a seasonal cone, and I had to go with it this time. I'm giving this credit because this is fresh mozzarella on it, and I am a good sucker for some tortellini and fresh mozzarella. Let's give it a go. I think this is a solid snack. The basil breadcrumbs are absolutely delicious. A very solid choice. I would definitely order this one again. And of course, one of the best features is it's a bread cone. It's essentially like pizza dough that's just made into a shape of a cone to make all this portable. Absolutely genius.
From Cars Land, we're taking the short walk over to San Francisco for honestly one of my favorite snacks in all of the parks. For me, the combination of both Mexican and Asian flavors is a 10 out of 10, which means we are headed over to Lucky Fortune Cookery for their beef birria ramen. There definitely is a birria pattern in Disneyland, but this is ramen noodles with consomme served with a house-made birria, soft-boiled egg, Monterey Jack, cilantro, onions, and radish for $15.99.
All right, so we're in San Francisco and we got a snack, which, to be frank, it's a meal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a full-fledged. I know here everybody says to get the birria tacos. No. You get the birria ramen. This is over at Lucky Fortune Cookery. This to me is just superior. There is a lime, so let's give it a good squeeze. I love this because it has so much. It's in consomme. It has, of course, your ramen noodles. It's got onions. It's got charred grilled corn that's like literally charred to perfection. But I will say it's very hot out today, and I'm still willing to eat this because I love it that much. There's chunks of beef throughout. There's not a ton, but there's enough to be satisfied. It's got a little bit of a kick to it. If you've never had this, this is my must order when in San Francisco because I think this is so delicious. Like, let's just try a little bit of the consomme broth on its own. It's where your kick comes from. It definitely has a little kick to it. It's very beefy. It's not too salty. Again, a solid option. It's currently 84 degrees out and I've been sweating all day and I don't even care. This is so good.
Next, let's make a stop at Smoke Jumper's Grill for something I had on this last trip that honestly I was super impressed with, and it taught me one thing: Disneyland knows how to do sauces well. We, of course, are ordering their fried pickles. These come with a buffalo ranch that was oh so good. This is $5.79.
I saw this on the menu and I thought to myself, I want to try it. It is fried pickles. They're like coins, and on top of it, they come with, this is what sold me, a buffalo ranch dressing. Yes, order these. There's a little bit of kick in the ranch dressing from the buffalo. Like, it has a little bit of spice to it. They are fried really well. And the batter is not pulling away from the pickle, which I really like. They're a little soggy, but I'm gonna blame myself for having to film this of why they're a little soggy. I'm like, the pickle is holding up. This is a good little snack for like $5.99, I think. 100% I would get these every time I'm in this park. These are good. That buffalo ranch needs to be on more things. I don't know if you can, but if you get anything else on the menu, just ask for a side of buffalo ranch because it's really good.
And finally, a stop back in Avengers Campus at the Shawarma and More cart. This is the other shawarma cart that actually doesn't serve shawarma right now. Here they actually serve two different pizza pockets, a pepperoni one and a cheese one. Of course, I had to go with pepperoni. This is the pepperoni pizza pocket. It is pepperoni, mozzarella, and house-made marinara sauce wrapped in empanada dough for $10.49.
Well, the weird thing about filming over here is that is where all the characters go, and now I'm just giving them a show as I try this. This is like pepperoni pizza in an empanada shell, and it comes with like a house-made ranchy looking marinara sauce. Sign me up for this. This is genius. Let's give this a go. Besides the fact this is super greasy, not a singular note. I mean, there are huge chunks of pepperoni in here. This sauce has a little bit of like a spice to it. I wouldn't say it's spicy, but it's got a kick to it. Oh my God. It's funny because a few weeks ago I tried in Magic Kingdom, they had a ravioli that was stuffed with pepperoni, which essentially is the same thing as this. This 45 billion times better. This is genuinely one of the best things I've eaten in Disneyland. Yes. And I really like that the empanada dough is like soft, but it's not hard. You're not like really struggling with this. The flavors are all here. It's spiced. It has Italian seasonings in it. This is one of the best snacks I've ever had at a Disney park. I might be obsessed. And if you don't eat meat, there is a cheese version of it as well. But this, yes times 1,000. Yes times 1,000.
And of course, I'm giving you a ton of information, so I have a full free PDF guide of every single item that I've talked about today. Simply head to the link below or head to bethanyvinton.store in order to get your free guide. Moving right along, it's time to talk desserts, and I know that you might see some of these and think they have those in Disney World, but I guarantee you they are not exactly the same, and I'll tell you why. Our first stop is over at Tropical Hideaway over in Disneyland. This is the home of the Dole Whip. There are tons of different options here that you don't want to skip out on. The pineapple upside down sundae is absolutely fabulous. It is a 70th anniversary treat, but there are tons of other options when it comes to Dole Whip, and one that was recently added to the menu in July. I am talking about peach Dole Whip. I won't lie, I wasn't going to order this, and then the lovely cast members there convinced me that this was a must order, and I'm so happy I did. This is the peach strawberry Dole Whip swirl. Trust me when I say you're gonna need to order this. It is $7.29.
Before it melts completely, let's try this. Peach and strawberry. It doesn't have crumble on it. I spilled it. Strawberry peach is not even like a combination I would typically put together. Oh my poop. This is delicious. I am not the world's biggest Dole Whip fan. Oh my goodness, this is good though. I think the combination of the peach with the strawberry is like easily a very big highlight. The peach is really good in general though. It's so refreshing. I feel like the reason I don't love the pineapple one is I feel it falls too sweet for me, but this peach one is very, very refreshing. I am actually shocked. Okay.
An absolute staple when it comes to Disneyland that people will tell you all the time Disneyland does better than Disney World has to be churros. And I won't disagree. They bake the churros right there at the churro cart, which is why I think they are so good. If you are headed down there, be sure to check out their specialty flavors. I always think that Willie's Churros over on Buena Vista Street actually has the best, most fresh churros. That could just be my opinion, but every time I get them there, they are so good. The classic churro is great, but if you're there during the 70th, do not skip the 70th celebration churro. This is rolled in ube sugar and topped with a marble blue raspberry icing drizzle. Moving right along to Pixar Pier, we have to go to Jack Jack Cookie Num Nums. Yes, that's the name of the place, for the Jack Jack Cookie Num Num. Again, this is superior to Disney World. They have an oven where they freshly bake them and heat them up here. This is the Jack Jack Cookie Num Num. Like I said, it is a warm chocolate chip cookie, and it is $8.75.
All right, next up we have the Jack Jack's Cookie Num Num for snacks. We are over at Pixar Pier. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the superior Jack Jack's Num Num cookie because the one in Disney World is not the same, and they have like a little oven that they roasted in here that I think is what makes the difference. But this one's superior. It is a thick cookie stuffed with like really gooey melted chocolate. That's a solid cookie. Everything about it is delicious. No notes. This to me is also a sharing situation because this cookie is massive because not only is it like large, she's thick. She's a thick cookie. So share this one, but this is my go-to snack. in Pixar Pier. I don't think there's a lot of great snacks over here, so you got to get what ones you can, and this is one of them. Unless you're going to Lamplight behind me, then there's some good snacks there. But if you're trying to get a quick, good-to-go snack, this is the snack to choose.
Moving right along to our next category, let's talk about rotating menus. There are a couple places here that have really, really great food. However, the menus rotate quite often, so let's just talk about them. First off, let's start in Batu West over at Oga's Cantina. This is in Disneyland Park. Not only do they have rotating food every once in a while, they also have a pretty standard food menu that is absolutely delicious that you do not see in Disney World. One thing I will tell you is do not skip on the garlic cheese 5 blossom bread with spicy cheese sauce. But this is one place that throughout the year, depending on the Star Wars celebration, they will add new things to the menu. Cocktails will come and go, as well as snacks will come and go. For Oga's birthday this year in July, they actually had 2 menu items. One was the Krill Elixir. This was absolute Mandarin vodka with blue curacao, mule necks, pure cane sugar, and it was garnished with candied ginger.
All right, Oga's has 2 new menu items to celebrate Oga's birthday. They are only on the menu through the 20th of July, but let's give it a go. One is the Krill Elixir. Ooh, she's tart. And very, very gingery. It's a take on a mule, but a citrusy mule. Honestly, it's pretty delicious. I believe I've had this before. I believe this comes back year after year. So if you're ever here for like Disneyland's anniversary mid-July, this is always a good one because they're going to have specialty items at Oga's that they never ever have in Disney World. I don't know why Disney World never gets the love, but they never have them. This is good though. A very tart little drink.
They also had this triangle that came with spiced ham, rice, edamame, quinoa, furikake, and it came with a wasabi teriyaki dipping sauce. Seriously, even if you've been to Oga's in Disney World, do not skip the one in Disneyland and look for rotating menu items.
And to celebrate Oga's, there's also a new food menu item. It's essentially a spam musubi. Looks adorable, and it comes with like a teriyaki dipping sauce, but honestly this is the vibes. So let's give it a go. That's lovely. That umami flavor in there is so good. I wish this was on the menu permanently. I feel like it's kind of an easy thing for them to do, so why wouldn't it permanently be on the menu? Or why don't they take this to Batu East? Because I would love a good snack while in Oga's. There's kind of no rhyme or reason to everything in it. There is a good kick of wasabi in every few bites. It's not overly spicy, which I like, but you get that little kick of wasabi in there. It's a good little snack.
Skipping right on over to California Adventure, we are headed back to Hollywoodland to go to Studio Catering Company. This is a little food truck over here delivering really, really good burritos. The burritos will rotate from time to time. I've seen chili relleno burritos. This was a orange chicken burrito. Overall, I have never been disappointed with anything I have ever ordered from Studio Catering Company. Be sure to stop by and see what's on the menu when you're visiting. All right, another staple that I absolutely love in California Adventure has to be award wieners. Best wiener in a supporting role. I just think that's too funny. Overall, in general, I would say don't go with the standard hot dog. If you are coming from Disney World, you've probably had something similar. However, look for the specialty dog that they have at the time. In the past, they've had Italian sausage ones as a special. Right now, it is a street corn dog. Not all of their specials are hot dogs. Like this meatball sandwich they previously had. This was house-made meatballs in sweet pepper marinara, fried mozzarella sticks, and Parmesan that was garnished with basil. Comes with Sidewinder fries. Honestly, a great solid stop, and here you usually can find some really good seltzers on tap as well. But speaking of drinks, let's wrap up our final category on Disneyland Eats for Disney World people, but let's talk about drinks. First off, we have to start in Pixar Pier with probably one of the most famous places to drink in all of Disneyland. Of course, I am talking about Lamplight Lounge. This is a great go-to spot for cocktails. There are actually two options here when it comes to grabbing a table. You have Lamplight Lounge itself. You're definitely going to want to grab a reservation before you go to the parks in order to get a table here. But they also have boardwalk dining as well. They do take reservations there as well, but they also have a walk-up area if you want to walk up and grab a drink. They do have a great list of drinks here. However, I love ordering from the hidden Cove Bar menu because before this became Lamplight Lounge, it was actually Cove Bar, and you can order drinks that used to be on the menu there. I'll leave a video down below of all of the different drinks you can order that used to be on the Cove Bar menu. Some of them are really good, and I'll be honest, they're really strong. But if you were looking for a little bit more of an elevated experience, definitely do yourself a favor and snag that reservation to Lamplight Lounge itself. They also offer some walk-up seating. You never know when you'll find availability. They do offer food here as well. I will say the food is good. However, the menu is very limited. Things will come and go, but a staple for me has to be the Brussels Caesar salad. This is house-made dressing with toasted pine nuts, garlic croutons with roasted red pepper tomato sauce and Parmesan. It's actually plant-based and only 15 bucks. But this is also a great spot to take in some great views. A lot of the seating here is actually outside. And if you plan your dining reservation right and happen to get lucky and are seated outside, you can actually catch some pretty great views of World of Color from here as well. All right, moving right along to probably my favorite spot to quickly grab a drink in all of California Adventure. We have to talk about Pim Tasting Lab. Yes, these are pre-batch cocktails. However, I think they really do a good job elevating them. They come in these really adorable little beakers. My go-to here is the R&D Martini. This is an espresso martini with cereal-infused milk, dark chocolate espresso beans, and cereal crumbles for $21.50.
And a tried and true favorite, the good old R&D Martini. It feels particularly boozy this morning, but it comes with this like foam on the top, crushed little cereal bits. If you've never had this, this is a staple and a favorite of every one of my podcasts, The Main Street Dish. We all are obsessed with this. I've tried to recreate this at home. It's not as good, but if you're looking for a boozy option, this is always an excellent choice.
And finally, if you are looking for some good AC and a little bit of Disney history, you have to stop at Carthay Circle for their drinks. They are so unbelievably elevated. My go-to drink here definitely has to be the Dill Gin and Tonic. This is gin with premium tonic, zesty deli dill pickle brine, and locally grown organic dill with lemon peel. It is $19. It is such a great take on a gin and tonic. But honestly, this is such a great place to take a break. They also have great food here as well. So if you're looking for something, they're sort of smaller plates. So they are a great little lounge for sharing some food and grabbing a cocktail or two. I personally always recommend the pasta. It comes with San Marzano tomatoes, basil, and Parmesan for $22. But honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the food on the menu here as well. Their Moroccan roasted chicken meatballs are good. But while you're here, be sure to walk around and look at Carthay Circle. There is so much history of Walt Disney here. And take a good hard look because this is the one place in any Disney park where you actually can find a photo of Walt Disney holding a cigarette that has not been edited out. And I will give you a hint, it is on the first floor in the lounge, so happy searching. Be sure to give this video a like and let me know in the comments if you have a trip planned to Disneyland anytime soon. And be sure to come back next Sunday because I'll have a brand new video for you. Next week, we are talking all about Club Level in Disneyland. I'm comparing all three of them. All three hotels in Disneyland have Club Level. And I'm going to give you a tour of the brand new high-key club lounge that just opened in the Disneyland Hotel. But that's it for today's video. I hope you learned a little bit more about Disneyland food for Disney World people. There are definitely some things you only can get on the West Coast that you don't want to miss on your trip to Disneyland. See you guys next week.